You're listening to A Little Debbie. It's a bite-sized version of the longer podcast, Upcycling with Deb. I'm your host, Deb Colameta. I wrote a #1 best-selling book called Best Offer, Best Life to teach you how to leverage online yard sales to make your life the best it can be. This season, we're going to be talking about 3 words to live by. On the last episode, we talked about the 3-word phrase to live by, one more thing, and how that increases my productivity tenfold. Because I start doing one thing, I add another thing, and before you know it, I've tackled several items on my list just by that little promise of having it be only one more thing at the end of the day when I'm trying to wind down and take care of some emails or bill paying or whatnot. And last episode, I said that I would give you the companion phrase for that idea of one more thing, one less thing. So that's this week's 3-word phrase, one less thing. What a hypocrite. The last episode, I was talking about doing one more thing, and now I'm saying, okay, now that's a net zero because now you're talking about taking away something. This is what I mean. When you're looking at your schedule, what can you cross off? What can you just let go of? What can you give to somebody else or let go of that ideal or say, you know what, this is not important to me. I have scheduled and rescheduled this 15 different times. I'm probably not going to do this item. My heart's not in it. I'm dreading it. And if you really can't push through and get it done, after putting it on your calendar and rescheduling it a bunch of times, maybe it's time to think about actually crossing it off or delaying it instead of just carrying it from one day to the next. Look at your calendar, look at your schedule, and see what you can do a little bit less of. If you have too many commitments, what can you scale back on? If you are looking at your day and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going from one thing to the next, how can you be mindful with your own time? It's such a valuable commodity. You want to make sure that your commitments reflect the person who you want to be. Be brave and be bold about cutting that in a painless way from your life. Phase it out like the faders on the soundboard here. Just start to back off slowly and see how that feels. What can you painlessly remove from your own plate? Can you ask for help? Can you give it to a professional to do for you? One less thing for me meant cleaning my house. I do keep it tidy and I like to put my cleaning efforts into organizing things. I don't want a stranger organizing my house because I don't want to lose things. I can lose enough things on my own without having someone put something in a place where I'm never going to find it again. But when it comes to cleaning, that's one less thing that I've taken off my responsibilities list. I have an amazing house cleaner who comes in every 2 weeks and makes the house spotless. I've talked about it in the book, Best Offer, Best Life. I've talked about it in previous podcast episodes. She is really a partner for me in keeping the household running well. And outsourcing that is a way that I reduce strife in the home because I can say, hey, we just had the house cleaned and we paid to do it. So keep the house clean or don't drop crumbs or the house cleaner just washed the floor. So if you drop something sticky on the floor, you got to clean up after yourself. I don't take it personally if people are making a little bit of a mess. I just tell them to clean it up because the house cleaner was just there the day before. It's been a great tool for me. Not only does it free up my time and help me to do other things, it makes me feel like less of a servant in my own home. That's another example of how can you step back from your overall commitment level and your responsibilities and look at what can you gracefully back away from. One less thing. You are going to have a lot more peace in your life, a lot more freedom, and trust me, you'll find something else to do that will backfill that space in your calendar. And hopefully it will be something that you really want to do. I hope you'll connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, at Deb Colameta, or go to my website, thedebsite.com. byte-sized.com.